An unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Dave Barnes.
And I'm John McLaughlin.
And welcome to Dadville.
Dadville is a podcast where we talk about life, love, and the pursuit of awesome dadding.
It's funny thoughts and deep talks.
So please, enjoy your time here in Dadville and enjoy this episode with Dave and me, John.
Oh.
Okay,
John.
Here we go. Dave, it feels like it's been a long time since we've done this.
I know. Has it been? No.
I don't know why it feels that way. It feels like we haven't done a Dave and John episode.
A classic D&J.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute. And people, have you been able, I can't make it down
I can't leave
12
the house.
South. People are,
I can't leave the house.
Where's the Dave and John episodes?
Yeah.
That's just my kids. John, I feel like I'm going to be a little selfish at the beginning here because,
So the regular track?
I was going to say, so basically people are used to this arc of a story that I tell. I posted this this thing about Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
And boy, just everybody loved it. And that meant a lot to me.
It exploded.
But I just wanted to give a little context for it and people that missed it because I know.
Can I ask first?
No, please do.
He
was in the Beatles. He's great.
Okay.
Great songwriter. English guy.
I didn't know if it was Third Eye Blind.
No.
Beatles.
Yes.
Gotcha. Other question.
EAT.
When you say people really loved it, what is that? Is that comments? Is that like what's the metric where you feel
Annie.
like, oh, people really liked
Annie
that?
liked it.
Annie.
Yeah. And that for me is the metric.
Yeah. Oh, so you posted on that one on your account where it's just Annie's your only
I just
follower.
told her the story and she responded, and that for me is like as a like.
She acknowledged you.
She acknowledged me. No, I was just surprised at how many people were like. I think I'm always a little. I feel like this is something you and I share. I'm always a little tenuous on posting anything that feels a little too behind the veil, because I think it's sort of one is just a little like you don't want to. We have these lives we live, and it's not like you and I are. What am I trying to say? Yeah, you know what I mean. You just kind of like, it's always, for anybody on social media, you just want to be careful about like how much, but I think with what we do, I would say it's especially tricky because I think there's a level you can hit where people are like, oh, no, I don't like too personal things. Just keep it like music and fun and piano and whatever, and we're good. But like, we're not really here for any of the like super personal content, which I absolutely get. And understand if that is people's. So I think with this, it sort of was that tricky thing where it gets over into my, because it's a little bit of a personal thing I'm trying to do here. It's not. Yeah. Sure, it's music and it's my music, but
and it's a long shot.
It's the longest of long shots.
Yeah.
I mean, other than me trying to get Jimi Hendrix to listen to it, it's right. Just short of that.
Just short of that.
I
mean, to whatever degree, we don't know. I'm guessing we'll hear more about that here in a second, but.
So, I made Featherbrain Wealth Motel. It came out in October of 23.
Mm-hmm.
And
great album.
Thank you. Other than, my friends, my family, and me enjoying it, second in my wishes for that album was that Paul McCartney would hear it. Because obviously, anybody that doesn't know, I only listened to the Beatles for a year when I was writing and producing that record, and that I wanted that to just solely inform the songs that came out of it. And so, more than any other record I've ever made, even Carry On San Vicente, which kind of Eagles inspired. I mean, this one was like very much like, this is what happens when my brain's on. Like when my brain's. What's that drug? When you're what was the egg thing? The drug.
This is your brain. On drugs.
Yeah. This was my brain on Beatles, basically, and so. I was like, I just think that'd be a cool thing. And so the reasoning, which I'll talk about for a second, 30, 40 minutes, is, I think it's one thing to be like, oh, I listen to all these bands and I made this record, because that's cool. But I think when you're like, no, I really did purposefully only listen to this music because I wanted to see what would come out of me when I listened to that. You know, it feels like me as just a normal human person that somebody would be like, oh, I inspired that. I'd kind of like to hear that. And not I generally am inspired by your music, but like, no, I like just listen to your music.
Yeah.
That's all I did,
Yeah.
you know. And I think too that, you know, I've been doing this for 25 whatever years. It's not, you know, like I'm not a hobbyist. This is what I do for a living. So it's those things to me made a concoction that I thought, well, it's a pretty compelling pitch, right? Like to even him, the greatest of all rock stars alive, like still maybe there's a chance.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the impetus, was one, just the unbelievable thought that he would ever hear it, but two, thinking there maybe he wants to hear it, you know? Now, is there a rock star that has inspired more music than him? No. So, I mean, he could also say, oh, sweet Dave.
Yeah, this is my
I get 10 of these a day.
35th today.
Yeah, today. That somebody was like, but again, and I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but what niches that a little more for me is like, yeah, but did they only, for a year of their life, year and a half of their life, only listen to Paul McCartney and the Beatles music?
And you have to somehow relay that, like get that message across.
Well, I'm so glad.
It's not just that you're inspired. You went.
This was it.
You went as hard. I mean, barring that you took on a Liverpool accent for a year and dressed up like, which maybe you did behind closed doors. I don't know.
I did.
But
I did a little bit.
You went in as deep as you can go.
As much as I mean,
you're listening to them. You're writing these songs. You're reading books. You know, you're analyzing,
learning their songs, podcasts, interviews with them. Both. Like John before he died. Paul.
You're just shy of restraining order.
And you know, when we actually went, it was funny when we went in that December of 22 to London. We went to his house because he still lives like right by Abbey Road, and I really thought like this could take a turn on me if I'm not careful. Because I thought about like throwing a CD over his fence or something, and you know where I had the songs at that point. Because you know there's all kind of cameras up, like it's well known where he lives, so you know people are always kind of walking by and whatever. But he has cameras, and I'm sure people are, Paul, I just want to say I love you, you know, whatever. So to your point, it was very short of that. Just short of that. But anyway, so for basically about 3 months after it came out, I had a couple of friends that were really trying to help me get it done. And it was so kind of these people to be like, hey, I kind of have a guy that knows a guy. So round one of me trying this, which was right when it came out, was a couple of friends who had like real access to him, that like are in his world and kind of know him. Both of those just kind of fell through. Like, for whatever reasons. And so kind of round one of this dream sort of died that way. About, I don't know, a few months after that, I sort of I enacted round two, which was, you know, I kind of know some people that are managed by his management. So kind of went up that way, got into his management, emailed a couple of his managers because, you know, it's a huge team. And they were basically like, hey, you know, I can try. And I sent, and I think, I should clarify, the first ones I sent where I sent the records, like the physical records. So I wrote handwritten notes, you know, sent it to those people first. Didn't work. Well, then with the second round with the management, it's like Spotify links, you know what I mean? So it's a little more like forward the email kind of thing. And to your point, a little less formal of like, hey, even though I have this, you know, I'd written out this long email that was kind of like, you know. And so they were basically like, hey, we'll do what we can.
Dave.
Yeah.
Look, I've said it once and I'll say it twice. There was a time when the origins of Dadville were just a dream,
so young, John.
Right? But then that dream turned into a podcast that you're listening to right now. Starting a business.
Starting a business, John.
That's right.
Well, this is a business. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Okay? Starting a business like this is a dream many of us share, John.
Yep.
But too many of us let it remain just a dream. Don't
tragic.
Hold yourself back thinking, what if I don't have the skills? What if I can't do it alone? Turn those what ifs into why nots with Shopify by your side.
That's right. Shopify. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. How crazy is that? And they'll help you design a website with beautiful, ready-to-go templates to match your brand style.
John, get help with everyday tasks like enhancing product images, writing product descriptions, or generating discount codes with Shopify's AI tools created for commerce.
Dave, promote your brand with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns, and Shopify's always around to share advice with their award-winning 24/7 customer support.
John, turn those dreams into and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Dadville.
Go to shopify.com/Dadville.
Shopify.com/Dadville.
Dadville is sponsored by BetterHelp.
John, sometimes when we need guidance and support, we turn to some funny places, but not everyone is a therapist. So you can find your right match with BetterHelp.
BetterHelp. Yeah, I may need that because the other day I was pouring my heart out to a total stranger, telling him about the issues that I've been struggling with for years.
Okay.
And I felt like we were connecting, and that he was about to offer some amazing nugget of insight, but then, just flushed his urinal and walked away.
Oh, man, the times I've done that. That's tough, John. You may have better luck getting guidance from a credentialed therapist, not a TT buddy, online with BetterHelp. They will help you find the one.
That's a great idea, Dave, because BetterHelp therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the U.S. And BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. It's a completely online service and you can switch therapists anytime with no cost.
With over 30,000 therapists, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally.
As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise.
Find the one with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off at their first month at betterhelp.com/Dadville.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Dadville. And sometimes they have contracts where they're actually not allowed to do that.
They can't listen to music. That's right.
No. Like there was an artist that years ago. I mean, it's not worth going into the story, but this particular artist, the team around him, they have all signed something that's like you can't be like, hey, my buddy's got a podcast.
Oh my gosh!
Is there any way
I've never
you would
heard of that?
Yeah, because they would be getting it possibly all the time.
That's amazing.
So sometimes they actually can't.
Yeah, they legally can't. So round 2 kind of went management, kind of went like booking agents and stuff, and that fell flat too. And so what did change was me having to stop and sort of take a beat. But what didn't change was the fact that I was like, oh, no, this will, as long as Paul McCartney is alive, I'm going to try to get this record to him.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, we're going to let this rest for a minute.
Can I ask real quick? I'm just curious. If you somehow, like you had 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Which track are you going with to play?
I think I'd love that question. I think I would play him The Girl with the Weight of the World on Her Shoulders. Because to me, that's probably the most, it encapsulates everything I kind of took from them in one track. Probably that one. That's a great question. So, a year goes by or something. I meet a friend through some other friends who is, I'm not giving any names up, John, so don't press.
Okay.
He lives in London. He's kind of a big deal over there.
David Beckham.
Yeah, I love that was your first thought. Gosh, David, if you're listening, I'd love to be friends with you, even though I don't like Man United. Anyway, this guy's kind of a big deal in England. And so just the nicest guy I've ever met. Friends of some friends here. And so he's at a dinner. They know I'd like to meet this guy. They call me, say, hey, come sit and meet this guy. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's great. The nicest guy. It was just like he's such a unbelievably gregarious, kind guy. So as we're talking, because it's just a few of us at the table, and he and I are just he's super curious, and we're having a great conversation. Just a wonderful, wonderful guy. I kind of go, man, can I tell you this crazy thing? Because somehow it comes up. I'm like, because he's asking, what have you been working on musically? And I was like, well, this is kind of, and he's like, well, I know Paul. And I was like, well, I kind of figured you probably did. And he was like, it's not like we're thick as thieves or anything, but we know each other. I've spent a decent amount of time with him. And he's like, but he is hard to get to. He's like, even I don't have like a straight shot. I have a little bit. I have somebody between us. So he's like, dude, let me see if I can figure this out. And I was like, this is of all the shots I've had, this is as viable a shot as I will have.
Yeah.
So far of people I know and have access to. So that's the beginning of the summer. He goes back to England, and like the legend that he is, he's texting me like once a week for that first probably 2 or 3 weeks, kind of going like, okay, I tried this angle, didn't work there. Let me try this. I'm amazed because like
It's like I tried the side door. It's locked.
It's locked.
Tomorrow
those
I'm gonna
cameras
go with the
are
window.
working. They are working. And so I'm really moved because I'm like, God, this guy's got a million things going on.
Yeah.
But he's trying. And so just meant the world to me. But sure enough, by about that third, fourth week, that text was like, hey, man, I'm going to let this breathe. I just kind of I don't know what to do, you know. And I just, and at that point, again, death too. I was like, okay, you know. But again, probably, you know, 1/1000th of my brain power every day is some way back in the recesses of my brain sort of meddling with this, kind of like, well, is it, you know, I mean, honestly, I've been praying about it. I'm not kidding. Like, I don't think a ton about it, but I think about it.
And God's like, I don't have a direct line. I can see what I can do.
Have you tried the side window? And she came in through the bathroom window, actually. Beatles reference. And so, you know, it just kind of goes away. Summer goes by, whatever. Randomly, 2 weeks ago, I'm thinking about this guy, and I was like, man, I wonder what he's doing. So I sent him hey, man, just thinking about you. I hope your day's going great. Like, how's your summer been? And he sends me a voice note back. And he's like, you know, Dave, I can't believe it's not Michael Caine. I was going to do Michael Caine of it. You know, Michael Caine, he can't get on the phone a lot. It's not great, but it
needs to be higher.
He can't go. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Dave.
We'll work on that after we're done recording.
Thank you. Put me through a basis. So he sends me a voice note, and he's like, dude, this is crazy that you texted me this morning. I got back in contact with the mutual friend, and he thinks he can maybe make this happen. So can you send me a record and like a handwritten note? Because I think we may be back on. And it was like, holy cow. So, you know, I
so you cancel your right for the day.
For the week.
Yeah.
And so I got, and so the funniest part of this to me is trying to write a note to Paul McCartney. And I think that is sitting and going, I have 2 or 3 drafts sitting right here. Like because, you know, it needs to be short.
They look good. Tons of crayon. Too much crayon.
Yeah. And why did I do it with my left hand? That's even my dominant hand. And so he's like, oh, is this someone? Oh, are they okay? Are they healthy? So, I mean, I couldn't. I was like, I don't know. What do you say? Like, because I don't want to come off too like, can you send me some of your hair?
Right.
But I also don't want to come off like, oh, we're chums. You know, we both do music. You know what it's like.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. And so I literally, and you know, it's a note. It's a small. It's like a, you know, what would you call those? Like a little note, like a
little postcard.
Yeah, like a postcard size thing.
Yeah.
And he got me a couple Christmas ago. Got my, you know, DB at the top, the whole thing. And so, you know, I have a limited, which is good. I have a limited amount of space. I can't turn this into a 10-page letter. So you got to get to the point, but you also got to, and it was hysterical, all the angles I took on like, one was like, whoa, that's way too fun. And then one was like, oh, that's too serious. Yeah. And then I feel like I landed in a good space because to your point, it really needed to clarify like, hey, this is why I'm sending this to you.
Yeah.
You know, but then it was like, do you kind of put your brag sheet on there so he's not like who is this chump? But then it's like, that's like, you know, that's like me, Dave Barnes, going to Tom Brady and going like, you know, I played flag football in middle school.
I've thrown almost a dozen spirals, like tight spirals. And I'm about to hit a baker's dozen.
It is literally, it's literally such a stupid thing. But you know, I think I'm thinking like, does he need to know like, hey, this is what I do. Like I'm not again a hobbyist.
Yeah.
Like this is, you know, and I've like had some things that went pretty well, whatever. But I'm like, you know, but then God, that could come off so like pretentious or overreaching or something. So I felt like it landed in a good place where I think it was kind of some version of like, you know, let me look at this one. Like, thanks for taking time. You know, so this is what happened a few years ago. I did this record. It was so fun. This is what I learned, which I thought was fun. and then basically, which I mean, at the risk of sounding cheesy, I really mean this. I thanked him. I was just like, man, more than anything, I just want to say thanks for the music. Like it's because I realized like that's such a benevolent thing that I can do is just to, if nothing else, say, man, it's just you made just incredible music, and I'm really thankful that you did, and thanks for taking the time to do it. And so, I went and took it to FedEx and sent it, which is just crazy.
Oh, you went with FedEx.
I know. I don't know why. It felt.
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
it's just interesting.
It feels more European to me, and literally like said a little prayer over the envelope and sent it. But I got in the car and I was like, I just feel like I would geek so hard if somebody I really liked did something like this, because I think, if it's somebody that I followed and liked whatever art they made or whatever, I love the humanity of someone.
Yeah, right.
You may go, man, this person's really great at something, but they actually have dreams and aspirations too. Still, like it's not this sort of like, I've gotten what I want. Or like, my life has worked in these ways that, it's like, man, no, I still absolutely have all these things that I'd love to see happen. And I was so moved by how many people liked that. We're just like, man, I just love that this is something you're still doing, that you still are trying to achieve these things. And haven't done this for all these years. And it was just I was so moved by it. And I thought it was so cute because I made the joke and the thing just like, hey, say a prayer. And so many people like, dude, praying this works out. Just like praying this. And I was like, I don't know. It just meant the world to me that so many people were sort of cheering for it, know?
Yeah.
Because I think it could absolutely be like, dude, he's never, like, why are you wasting your time? Like, what's the point?
Right.
But to go, no, man, like, and the funny thing is, and this is the last thing I'll say, it's like, what's the hope? I've had so many people ask me this. They're like, what do you want to get from it? Like, what would be sort of like, worst case scenario, feasible. So something like, oh, that can maybe happen. And then like, what's best case scenario? I think worst case is it just dies off like it has so far. And, and my buddy texts and he's like,
or is the worst case?
Oh, he hates it.
Hates it.
He hates it.
He's offended.
How dare he sends me a scathing email.
Yeah.
Like, you thought my music would produce this kind of terrible music?
Right.
Like,
that's not going to happen, but that would be the worst. That would be in my mind. That would be the worst.
He would go to the press.
Yeah.
This guy needs to stop
cancels his
doing
tour. He's so disgusted. All the fans hate you.
He takes out a restraining order when they play in Nashville because they're
against the record, not you. He's not even worried about
not
you.
Against me. Dave is so impotent as a creative. I'm not worried about him. That record is so offensive, though. I don't want it anywhere near me. That's amazing. So, but like middle, and I think this is the funniest one, like feasible would be that my buddy texts me and he says, hey, I heard back from the mutual friend. Paul got the record and really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
That would be, again, not from Paul, not even from his management. Him texting the PR guy or whoever my middleman is and man, such a fun listen. Tell Dave thanks for sending.
Yeah.
I mean, I would lose my mind just at that, at the feasibility. And then there's like, best case scenario is too ridiculous to even say out loud, but like, you
get a phone call.
Well, that's not, that's too far. I don't let my brain go there, but like some handwritten something that's just 2 sentences. That's like,
he sends it in a frame because he's like, let me save you.
Here's the shadow box. I knew you'd want this.
Yeah.
And yes, there's some strands of my hair at the bottom because I'm sure you want that too. But I mean, the dream, I think the feasible dream, I'll say it that way, would be, that 2 sentences.
Yeah.
Dave, thanks for taking the time to send this.
Oh my gosh.
It was so fun. I would loot John.
Yeah.
I would be God would Elijah me to heaven because I would be absolutely redundant on earth at that point.
Yeah.
I would make a chain with the shadow box of the envelope. I would gild the note.
Yeah.
And just have it, wouldn't that just be remarkable?
Isn't it crazy to know that you, as Paul McCartney, you have this
that kind of power.
You have that kind of power.
It's really, I've thought about it so much and thought about it in so many ways. I think just like, it's made me think a lot about like whatever, that version of that he's given me or you or people that are kind of a little in the spotlight or whatever with our careers. And it's really been convicting because I think I'm like, yeah, but like whatever. And it's like, no, man, like you matter to people,
Yeah.
you know, and like you can do these things that really matter.
Yeah.
And it's been really moving because I think it's easy to think like, no, but there's like those guys, they're the ones,
Right.
you know.
Right.
But I think to your point, it's got to be a crazy. It's like my brain goes two ways. Here's my wrap up. He really could be like, man, I really do get this all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and it means a lot. But like, you know, hey, no thanks. I don't really do this, which would be totally appropriate and
Yeah.
understandable. There's also a part though that I'm like, he is still just a human.
Mm-hmm.
And especially at the age he is now, he's lived so much life, you know, so much of the glitz and glamour of that have kind of faded. And now it's like this substantial fame, but not quite as frenzied. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think he's able
Yeah.
to kind of get around a little easier these days. Not like you or I would be able to. But you know what I mean? It's not crazy.
It's not Beatlemania.
Right,
anymore.
right. Like, you'll see things where I think he has a place in the Hamptons or something. He'll go sit in with the band. And, you know,
Yeah.
he's not mobbed. Nobody's going to hurt
Yeah.
him. You know what I mean? So then another part, like I said, is like, I just wonder if the humanity of it all, you know, where he's like, oh, I love this.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. This guy did this, you know?
Mhm.
But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's like, there's nights where I like, you know, can't go to sleep. And this is where my brain will go. Sometimes it's like, God, what would this be like? What would I do? And what, you know, but either way, it's just a fun thing. It's such a fun thing to have to want to do it.
I think it's great.
Having done music as long
And
as
I do think that it's cool to let it be a public thing. That this aspirational thing that you are trying for, you know, it'd be one thing, and it would be fine if you kept it to yourself until maybe you got that victory, whatever that looks like. Like you get a message back, you get a note from him, then you post about it. I think it's cool to post where you're like, I'm going to go for this. This might fail.
Totally.
I was talking with a friend of mine, you know, 6 months ago or so, and he had gone for this kind of big promotion at work, and he didn't get it. And we were talking about, you know, he's really open about how humbling that was, and he was taking it very well. And I was talking about his kids. I think it's great for his kids to see that like dad went for it.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, it would be a negative if he then let it just like topple his whole life and like he goes into a depression. But it's good to see, for his kids to see him go for something, not get it, dust himself off and move on. You know?
Yeah.
That's a great lesson.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool thing for that to be,
You're saying
public.
it's not going to happen.
It's, of course. I actually got word back that
from
and
the
I wanted
team
to,
that can't ask him. They told you.
that they can't ask him, but they said even if they could,
It's going to get all the way to his management office and then just sit on a desk. There's like
his manager contractually is not allowed to reach out to
not-
Paul.
about anything.
So, no, I of course, I hope and pray that you get a
so
letter
if you hear
from
this,
him
if you have prayer space, say a prayer for all the things you aren't worried about in your life and you're dealing with in your life anyway.
Yeah.
So the question I want to ask you before we move on, if you had an artist that you could meet like that, you know, or sort of play your songs for or something, who would it be?
man, I mean,
And I'm sure, and I'll give you this, like because you can answer this way too. I'm sure there's seasons for those things. You know what I mean? Like maybe when you were 22, it might have been somebody, and then at 30, it might have been somebody else, and now maybe somebody else.
well, when I was 22, my friend Jeff, who I grew up with, he introduced me to Ben Folds 5.
Oh yeah.
When we were in 8th grade. We were on our way out to a youth ski trip in his dad's Saturn, and I heard Ben Folds 5 for the first time. I remember the spot where I was. It changed my life. And when we were in college, he MySpaced Ben and sent him, I had just made my first record.
Whoa.
And he sent him somehow a link to my page or something. It was such a kind thing, you know, just my friend. There's nothing in it for him. he's just like, my buddy John loves Ben.
That's so sweet.
And I got a message from Ben Folds. And it just said,
way.
Your friend Jeff sent me your music and asked me to listen to it, period. Like, space, new line. It's good, period. That's it.
No.
And I was like, that's the greatest.
Holy cow.
If he had been super effusive, just because it's Ben Folds, it's like, it's almost not quite his vibe.
Yeah.
The message, I remember, it was just perfect.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would have been that time. I mean, I still would love, it's still Ben Folds. It's still Elton. It's still Billy.
Yeah. Which is funny because you've actually ticked all of those.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Is that you've ticked those boxes. You know those guys. I mean, Ben with that interaction, but then, you've spent time with the other two.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and but it's still those guys.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny?
It's still like, I still want to have them sit and, like, this new record that I just finished. I'm so proud of it. And it's kind of like you're saying with Paul. It's like, it's not, I mean, who knows how he would feel about it. I knowing this Featherbrain Wealth Motel record, I'm like, I know he'd like it. It's a good record. Like, the music is good. I know that it's just about getting it, that moment.
I know.
Which is so hard. I mean, so that's how I feel about this record. It's like, I mean, forget about Elton and Billy and Ben listening to it. It's like just getting anyone to just sit and listen to an entire album.
Yeah.
Or just one song, let alone, an album.
There's nothing, I think, in my career of anything that I've achieved that God has, given me in my career. I really think the majority of those highlights, if not by a lot, is when somebody that I really liked heard my music and liked my music.
Yeah.
Like somebody that I really, musician-wise, that I like either grew up listening to or contemporary, when somebody would, and then the ways you find out are so fun, like with Jeff, where he's like, dude, and you're like, what? Just these kind of fun, like, how in the world did that person sit somewhere and listen to that or, whatever.
Yeah.
Those to me, I mean, they really are, I think, those are the things that I probably take with me as much as anything in my career. I mean, I love shows that have gone really well or wherever playing whatever venues but I think, and even whatever, just whatever. It's like those, probably, I don't know, 10 times in my career where somebody that I was like just huge fan of was like, oh man, heard your stuff and it's great. And you're like, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, the feeling that you get. I think now my version of that, if I'm really honest right now, with this new record, is my peers here.
Yes, I agree.
I would love...
Yeah.
I mean, I think I've said this on here before, but when I put out that first Mood album, I got a text from our friend Tim Warren, Alternate Roots, or a voicemail. He left me a voicemail. I think I still have it. It was the kindest voicemail from a peer who I really respect, who's another musician. Those are just invaluable. And I'm at the point in my musical career where I of course want to follow the things that inspire me when I'm alone in a room with the piano. But beyond that, when the question of who are you making this for, what what's your goal or whatever, it's like I just want my peers to hear it and be like, "Ooh, that's cool."
I know.
Yeah.
It's two thoughts I have about that. One is, Nashville, LA, New York, but I only know Nashville. It's the big leagues. I mean, this is Major League Baseball. This is NFL. This is Premier League, whatever you want to call it, for what we do. I mean, so many of the best people in America and even the world now live in Nashville and do music for a living. And so I think, it's what makes it intimidating, but gosh, it makes it so inspiring. And it makes the community so rich because you realize like these are just insanely gifted people are doing this. And so I think that said, when you have people that really reach out or bump into you somewhere. It's like, man, I heard the new tune and I love it. It is such a big deal because these are phenomenally gifted people. And I think sometimes, and maybe this is true in any industry or just in humanity, but I just know, I think something people can really misunderstand about what we do is that there's this sort of like confidence imbued into what we do. That's kind of like, well, yeah, I mean, we do this because we're super confident. That's why we can stand on stages, because we think we're great, and we make music and put it out to you who I don't know because I just think it's great. Some of that's true. I mean, we wouldn't do it if we weren't confident in it, but I don't know any of my friends that make music that move through the world like that occupationally. I don't know any of them.
Yeah.
Any of them. I mean, I think of all of our friends, like, I wrote with a dear friend the other day who's amazing. And, we were both talking about how just like it's so tricky still, all these years that we've both been doing it, still feeling like, I don't know, is this good? Are people liking it? And, I feel good, but I'm also really nervous about it. And so I think when
it's that perfect balance, juxtaposition of I'm the worst.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at this. Yeah. And also there's just enough that's like, I think I'm maybe the best. So I'm going to get up on stage and I'm going to.
That's exactly right.
I'm going to do it.
And so I think, anybody that's listening going like, yeah, but how would you feel that way? It's like, I mean, it's native to humanity, but I think in our industry as a singer-songwriter, I don't know anybody. I don't know a human being, if whoever's listening would be like, yeah, but I'd tell you, no, that she struggles. Because there's just something built into it. It's so vulnerable. It's so, and there's just so many great people doing it that when you have Ben, Billy, Elton say that, it is like cocaine. I mean, it's just like, this is just it's so validating.
Yeah.
It takes all those voices we live with as artists, and for just a minute, maybe a week, it shushes them.
Right.
Because you have this data point. You can go like, holy cow, this person thinks this is good.
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
It is true. This could be a whole other conversation on the time after it happens. And the way that we judo chop all that confidence out.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, but that's how they felt. But it's been 2 months.
Yeah.
They don't feel that way anymore. Now. They probably listen to it again. And,
Well, and I think too, I think that's something that's really interesting about artistry too, is there's this real struggle to feel like, well, they liked it then, but maybe not now. Or like, they thought I was good then, but I doubt they think I'm good anymore. And I think that is just such, man, do I struggle with that? But I think all of us do. And it makes me laugh so hard because I'm like, I don't really think of anybody that I listen to as like, he had it. And boy, then he lost it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, if you did that, that means you've forever done that. It's there.
Yeah. Well, the relationship that we have toward a piece of music and time. Yeah. As the artist, like kind of behind the curtain, it's like, that's a whole thing. Like, that was my last album. Yeah. It's been however long. Yeah. And as just fans of music, I don't ever think about it that way. Yeah. I mean, I've gone through this little kick where I've been listening to I was listening to Rumors the other day. I'm blanking on their name.
Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac. I mean, that album came out well before I was born. I don't care. It doesn't. It's timeless music. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean, Paul McCartney. That's a great example. I mean, all the, his top stuff was done like when my parents were born. Yeah. Yep. So
it doesn't matter. It
doesn't matter.
What's good is always good.
Great songs stay written, as they say.
Jeez Louise.
Jason, edit out as they say. Just say great songs stay written. I don't know. That just came to me. I guess that is true.
Use that there.
No, have you heard that?
No.
Great songs stay written.
God, that's good. That's really good. Speaking of great songs, I wanted to bring this up because we kind of talked about it. Why does it take me so long to fix something in my house that's a small fix? Can you tell me that?
That's the natural next
Did you feel how easy that was to transition?
Yeah.
I just want to talk about this before we say goodbye to everybody here for a minute. I don't understand what it is in me. So Xana in her bathroom, she had in the sink.
Yeah.
It was just barely dripping. And I want to say a couple things about this really quickly. I wonder if this resonates with you. It was barely dripping. I was in there painting, barely dripping. And I mean, and when I say barely, like twice a minute, like, but dripping. So definitely I was like, okay, this is a problem. You know, I'm like, okay, what would it be? So I shut off the water, and I'm like, obviously, to make sure it didn't drip, which is great. That's like problem one. So
Can I stop you there? Hang on.
Yeah.
You shut off the water. How much time has gone by since you noticed, oh, there's a slow drip in Xana's faucet here, to when you're like, all right, let's take a look at this?
Well, so I kept painting because I was like, had like paint on my hands and stuff, and I was like, let me at least get through painting. So get through
landscapes painting. Or what are we doing?
Yeah, it was actually
self-portrait.
Well, it was just McLaughlin's, and I'll show it to you.
Okay.
I got to finish your face. Your face is so tricky because it's so
changes.
handsome. Well, it changes a lot with the light. And it's the window is right there, so I want to get it right. I want to get it right. But you're the sun, and then the kids are. Remember Cabbage Patch Kids?
Yeah.
And they're running, and then Amy. It's really pretty. She's kind of. Do you remember Glinda from? Mm-hmm. She's like a benevolent Glinda.
Yep. Okay.
You'll love it. You'll love it. Yes. Yeah. Yes. And so I waited to turn. So I turned the water off. A couple things I want to say. One, I'm so thankful for how I have grown in my ability to not completely obsess with that moment. To not be like, this has to be fixed now. I can't move on in my life because something in the house is broken and it has to be fixed.
Yeah. So
I was so proud of myself going like, wow, I'm not like kind of freaking out, but I was like, well, let's try to fix it. So, you know, I'm trying to figure out, my thought was, because I've had this problem in the backyard, that the gasket, you know, like the little plastic or a rubber ring in there had a little sediment in it, and that's how the water's getting through. Uh-huh. Well, then I'm like, I don't even know how you get to the gasket in this thing, because where I thought it was at the end, I was like, I'm going to have to take. Well, then I get online, and they were like, oh, no, you take a look. This is one handle. Take the handle off, and then that's actually where the gasket in there. And it's super, super plug and play. It's just a piece. You pull it out. You order a new one. So I ordered the new one. Takes a couple of days to get here. In a week and a half, I didn't do anything with it. It sat on the kitchen, in the island kitchen, and it just sat there. And it took me 33 seconds to put it in.
Yeah.
Allen wrench it back on, and I'm done. Turn the water back on. It's done. It's fixed.
Yeah.
A week and a half.
Dave, you know, there's nothing worse than feeling nauseous all the time.
It's the opposite.
Feeling nauseous a little bit? Great.
Yeah, I'll take
nauseous
that.
all the time? No.
Yeah, it's the opposite of love, John. And our next sponsor has been a lifesaver for me and my family. If you get nauseous, you must get Relief Band.
That's right. Relief Band is the original anti-nausea wristband that quickly relieves and prevents nausea and vomiting associated with motion sickness, anxiety, migraines, hangovers, morning sickness, chemotherapy, and more.
Relief Band is a band you wear on your wrist to give you relief from nausea, and you can change its intensity, strong or weak, depending on how you're feeling. It's 100% drug-free, non-drowsy, works quickly before or after symptoms start, and has 0 side effects.
Plus, Relief Band's new Premier Plus model provides advanced nausea relief, includes a digital clock, and utilizes smart skin sensing technology to preserve battery life.
Yeah, at first, I didn't even comprehend how this would work, John, honestly. Yeah. But much like Neil Diamond, now I'm a believer. And John, I know you are too.
Dave, look, if you have doubts, just listen to a Relief Band customer testimonial who says, and I quote, "If you've tried the pills, the patch, the pressure bands, none of those products has worked as well as Relief Band."
Love the alliteration, John. So if you want to cure your nausea problem fast, join the hundreds of thousands of people who are nausea-free with Relief Band. Right now, we've got an exclusive offer just for Dadville listeners.
Let me tell them about it. If you go to reliefband.com and use the promo code DADVILLE, here's what you'll get. You'll receive 20% off plus free shipping. So head to reliefband.com and use our promo code DADVILLE for 20% off plus free shipping. Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Let me say something real quick.
Okay.
And then you can go back to your song. Featuring thousands of study notes, drawn from the best-selling NIV application commentary series. The NIV application Bible helps you understand Scripture and apply it to your modern life. Okay, go ahead and sing.
Well, I was just about to write this lyric. The NIV application Bible pairs a deeper understanding of the ancient biblical text with contemporary application of the lessons found within it, offering you a new way to understand what the Word of God means for your life today.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Dave. What will I find inside the NIV application Bible?
John, how about original meaning notes to help you understand the meaning of each passage in its context, application notes to help you integrate teachings of the Bible into your daily life, and questions for growth in each chapter of the Bible that encourage reflection on how to apply Scripture to life?
Love it. Save an additional 10% on any NIV application Bible and NIV application commentary resource by visiting faithgateway.com/NIVAB and using promo code DADVILLE.
That's faithgateway.com/NIVAB and promo code DADVILLE for an extra 10% off.
Dave, I just want to say how disappointed I am in you right now.
I know.
And I'm disappointed because I thought that we were going to connect on this.
Oh, no.
First off, you noticed the leak and you started addressing the issue that day. And then yet you order the part and then a week and a half goes by. What are we talking about here?
No.
I should have gone first.
Yeah.
I have things that I'm like, there was a slow leak in our outside hose thing.
Yeah.
For like a year and a half.
What?
And then I finally called the guy who you...
Oh, yeah.
I had
Shout out Kevin.
the recommendation. Yeah, Kevin. He came over the next day. It's fixed. I'm like, why?
Wait.
Why?
Hold on. Did you cut off the water to it?
No, because you can't.
Oh, it just dripped.
Just drip.
Oh, yeah, because there's no...
For a year and a half.
It would be the street. You have to cut off the street.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, I will say...
It's gorgeous over there. The greenery is really substantial.
About a year and a half in, I went under the house, and I was like, all right, let's see if there's a cutoff
I love a year and a half.
valve here. But there wasn't.
Well, so watch me switch and praise you for that. I can't do that.
But it's not that it doesn't bother me.
I know,
it bothers me every time I walk past it. Every single time.
But when does the gates in your brain like shut? Because it opens for a minute. Because you walk by and you're like, gotta deal with that, and then and then you just.
I don't know why. Okay, so what happened? The obvious question is, what was it on that one day, a year and a half in, that made you finally
go okay?
And how much time did it take? It took me 20 seconds to find that contact,
call him
and text him, and then he texted me. I mean, this could have been done a year and a half ago.
Yeah, what is that? What's the thing
know.
in there? What's swirling in that little John suit that's keeping you from calling?
I think maybe it's the sheer amount of those things.
It's like once you look at it, you got to look at all of them.
Well, I'm already looking at all of them. There's so many things that do bother me. Like tiny little things. Like the most recent one, upstairs in the girls' bathroom, their door handle is a little loose. This is the easiest fix of all time.
Yeah.
Now, if I had a Phillips head screwdriver in their bathroom drawer, I would have done it right there.
Yeah.
But I got to go downstairs and get a Phillips head. And then, not only do I have to go downstairs and get a Phillips head, I then have to take the Phillips head and walk all the way upstairs.
Yeah, you were just there.
And then I got to fix it. And then I got to go back downstairs. It's just, I'm going to do it. And I know that it'll take 1 minute, not even, to fix it. But how long will I go?
Is it
I don't know.
Some deep level, you're having to reconcile yourself in those moments to the frailty of life, that it's not what you want, and you just don't want to square up with, my life isn't the best in every way. And it's just, you've just learned to armor your heart. And that little screwdriver is not just a screwdriver, it's a reminder. It's just an alarm bell in your heart going, John, this isn't what you wanted. This isn't how you wanted your day to go.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and now that we're talking about it, I'm like, there's so many of them. our thermostat, our new thermostat to our new HVAC system, it's not connecting to the Wi-Fi, so I can't control it on my phone right now. I went in, I put in the password. It's the right password. It's just not working.
Yeah. Oh God.
That's another one I got to do. The upstairs door handle, that's a bad example, I think, because I know I'm going to get to that. What tends to happen to me is I would see like the leak in the faucet, and I would think that's a bigger problem than what it's presenting itself as. It's presenting itself as a slight leak.
Yeah. No, I get that.
I bet there's water dripping behind the sink.
Yeah.
And it feels so daunting
Yeah.
that I'm like, yeah, my life is falling apart. I need to be writing a song.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
You know,
I got to be writing a song.
That's where
That's where it all comes back to. It's like, what are you doing? That's going to take up your whole day.
Oh my gosh.
And then I'm like, I got to tackle that on this day that is a non-existent day. That, I mean, you can make the argument that it's a non-existent day, or you can make the argument that it's almost every day of my life where I have the time to tackle that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's what ends up happening.
Well,
me.
I can't do that though. It's just as dysfunctional on the completely opposite end.
Yeah.
It's a pit bull locking into something that I'm unable to not think about. Now, here's the irony. I don't want to go do it.
Yeah.
It's not like all of a sudden it motivates me to go fix it, but I can't. I was amazed I was able to just turn the water off and move on. Like, it was a huge win for me.
Yeah.
To go, I'll figure this out. Like right now, Sam broke one of our front windows next to the door. So not a huge window, like one, I don't know what they call them, but like it's kind of in the big front door piece, two little side windows.
The whole street's noticed it. We've been texting.
So yesterday, I get home, I had to run in there, and Annie's like, hey, like Sam broke the front window. And I was like, what? So I couldn't even really notice. So I go back out and I'm like, oh man. And again, 10 years ago, I would have been like, okay, this has to be fixed at least in the next 12 to 24 hours, or I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Instead, I got on, I was like, oh, what a quick, I'll just put tape. Like I have clear tape, like a packing tape, put it over it. It's not that big of a hole, so it's not like the whole window's gone. And you were sitting in here and the lady's like, oh, we can get to it maybe Tuesday to get a quote. And I was like, yeah, that's great. And I'm like, these are huge wins for me.
Yeah.
Because my inability to sort of handle those things, even like a couple of years ago, would have been like, no, I need to cancel stuff today because that has to get figured out. And now it's like, dude, it'll be fine. Just like, and some stuff you need, like the other day I came home, I sent you the pictures, and the upstairs air was off. And this was like one of the hottest days so far this summer. And I was like, okay, I've done this a million times. I know the things to look. So I did my little checklist, went outside, condensation pipe, which ours is really long because it has to get away from the house. So it's kind of down. And I look, and the first thing, there's no mud in it because usually it'll like be sitting in there. The sprinklers come on and dirt will get in there. And I'm like, oh, it's clogged. And so the pan, it shut off the outside unit. Well, that's not happening. So I'm like, now I'm getting into John McLaughlin territory. I'm like, I don't know what this is. What's this going to be? And I was like, well, hold on. So I go get the dry vac or the shop vac, put it up to that pipe, and sure enough, gallons of water start coming out. So I'm like, well, that's the pan upstairs. So then I crawl. So again, it's 85 degrees upstairs. In that crawl space, Satan was leaving. He's like, it's too much. It's too hot.
Yeah.
And I crawl. It's super uncomfortable. Crawl up there. The pan is full because a piece of the insulation, the perfect size to cover the pipe to drain the pan, is covered. Pull it off, but I have to, because the pipe is like above the line. You have to get the rest out with a shop vac. So then I'm, but like these are just things that I'm like, this has to happen right now. This is the AC. But let me say two things. One, the feeling. I, for the rest of the day, felt like Mel Gibson, and like why Mel Gibson?
I don't know. I was just letting you go with that.
Well, in What Women Want.
In What Women Want.
And but I just felt like a gladiator. I was like, Annie was laughing at me. I was giddy because like I had a problem and I sweated, which was like my thighs were sweating.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'd done this work. I mean, I couldn't have been more proud.
Yeah.
And so that's one. I'll tell you the other thing, and this is what I was going to ask you. You know, I remember when we bought our first house, talking to my dad because something went wrong, and he came over and fixed it. And I was like, how do you know how to do this stuff? And he's like, I'm telling you, Dave, you just eventually, you do it. And then you go, oh, I know how to do that now. And at 47, I am amazed at how many things I know how to do because you just have to do them. Because forever I was like, I'm not kind of a fix-it guy. And it's not like I'm a fix-it guy, but I impress myself at how many times I'll be like, oh, no, go check this.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
I'll just flip the breaker back on.
Yeah.
It's just like, and it gives me embarrassing amount of like endorphin rushes when I can do those things. And I don't know if that's like, I don't know what that is, but it's really astounding how validating that is.
And the guy who is, let's all think about that guy or girl.
Yeah.
We all know that person who is super handy and can do all this stuff.
Chris Trey.
Right. Great example. Does that person, well, Chris Trey maybe is a bad example here, but I'm getting into the weeds of that example. Sorry, listener. But does that person feel the same way if they, in their life, they're like, the other day I sat down at the piano and I played like this little piece and I was floating the rest of the day. Does it work the other way?
I love that so much. Yeah.
Because I 1,000%.
Like, I got this Sweet Home Alabama lick down and I feel so good.
Finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way. When we bought our first house in Indianapolis, we had a plumber come over. I forget what the issue was, but this plumber was like, yeah, you got to reroute your drain pipe to the other side of the house in the basement. And so I'll be here tomorrow. It'll be $800, which now I'm like, that sounds so reasonable.
I know.
And I remember talking to my dad that day, and I didn't call him about the plumber thing. We were just chatting. And I mentioned the thing about the plumber. I could hear there's so many things, because my dad is very handy. There's so many things that my dad taught me when I was young. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if technically that's the right way to say it. He showed me how X, Y, and Z is done.
Showed you.
But I remember him being like, John, call that plumber back, cancel. Go to the hardware store. Get this, write this down. Get this. You need a PVC cutter. You need some PVC pipe. You need this type of a blah, 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 blah. It'll cost you $22. You can do this yourself.
Yeah.
It's not going to be, it might not be fun, but you can do this.
You can do it, right.
And I did that exact same thing. One of the things that I will always remember about this story is he was like 11 cents off what the actual total would be. Oh my gosh. Which is maybe the most impressive part of it.
Unbelievable.
And I had to drill through this cinder block wall, which took me, if I didn't have to do that, the job would have taken an hour, but it took like 8 hours because I had to drill through. But anyway, I remember, and we have a picture. When I was done with that, Amy and I walked down the street to our favorite restaurant. We had dinner. And there's a picture from that dinner. And I will always remember, like, that's the day that I felt.
Look at the life in my eyes.
I was like, I did it. I got my hands dirty.
Oh, my gosh.
I own a PVC pipe cutter now.
Yeah.
And that drill bit.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. There's something about it that feels so... It's like, it's the inverse of what I feel when you kind of get suckered. You feel like you've been suckered. I posted on my Instagram the other day about this HVAC situation where I won't go into the whole details of the thing, but I called about an HVAC problem. I called this company that we pay a monthly membership for. And long story short, I'm trying to figure out how to make this story short. They were like, you're going to have to pay to have somebody come out because there's a problem. Normally they would send somebody for free because it's a part of our like monthly membership thing. But because there's a problem, you got to pay. So I said, never mind. And I had it fixed with our contractor who did the work at our house. Anyway, this HVAC company ended up mistakenly sending somebody out. This is while you and I were in Moab.
Oh, wow.
And somebody just came to the door, but there were HVAC guys coming in every now and then that week. So she let him in because it's just another HVAC guy coming to check on the system. Anyway, I get a bill for $129.
Oh, yeah.
For the past month, I've been calling this company, and they're saying, no, yes, maybe you weren't supposed to have that guy come out, but you let him in.
Oh, yeah.
So we're not going to refund your money.
Yeah.
In those moments, I feel an outsized outrage to this amount of money. It's not like it's $10,000. It's not about the money. It's about, like, I feel like I'm being suckered here.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm not doing life right.
Yeah.
It starts to, like, spiral into, like, I didn't remember any of those life lessons that my dad taught me. I'm not,
What am I doing?
All the faucets now sound like they're dripping, in the house.
Yeah.
But it's the inverse of that.
Yeah.
It's like when you can fix something on your own, it's like, okay, we're everything's going to be all right.
Well, and to me, there's like a middle of that too, and man, the shame I feel when this happens. You have someone come out, they come and they do it, and it takes 10 seconds. And you're like, oh my gosh, just check the breaker. Like, just look under the, and they're like, yeah, listen, I'm not going to charge you for the service, but it's, it's $100 for me to come out or whatever. And you're just like, I can feel my dad somewhere sitting going, do you feel something wrong with you? Do you feel weird?
Well, this exact thing happened. I think I left you a voice note about this the other day. I only know how to do two things with HVAC systems. It's the thing that you were describing where the pan's full and you have to HVAC the thing. The other thing is that little start-run capacitor, which this is Mike McLaughlin told me this years ago. He told me where to go get the thing. It's so simple for the guys who know how to do this. It's my second thing that I know about HVAC systems. It's the easiest thing in the world. They cost $30. You just swap it out. It couldn't be easier. It's like putting a new battery in.
Oh, wow.
And we had an HVAC issue a month ago, and I just didn't check this. And so I had our guy come out. He fixed it. He came out day of. He fixed it. I was there when he fixed it, and he billed me as he should. Of course, it's his time. This is what he does for a living. But that $230, I'm like,
you've never paid a more hurtful.
But this is what you're talking about. These are the experiences that when we're 65.
Yeah.
I'm like, you check on the start-run capacitor.
Yeah.
You check the pan because we've learned the hard way.
A friend of ours called me 2 years ago. A friend of Annie and us. She's like, hey, I don't know what's going on with my AC. And I was like, put the video, and we looked, and I was like, oh, yeah, this is what's going on. And she was like, holy cow, that was exactly what was wrong. And I felt like I was floating.
Yeah.
Like, I was phoning Annie, and was like, oh, God. She's like, I mean, it was like I don't know. And I realized, like, oh my gosh, I know how to do a couple things.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the other thing too, and that my dad and we've talked about this twice in the last 2 weeks when we've laughed together. I'm now entering, and I think this is a dangerous mode, where if we have like because our weekends now, like y'all's, it's pretty hectic, fun. They're very doable, but it's pretty hectic, games and church and all the things we got going on. But like every now and then, where we'll have a 3 or 4 hour stretch one afternoon, and the kids are kind of doing something where I kind of have I will do home improvement stuff.
Yeah, of course.
That's and I'm like, that wasn't the truth even 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But like I've now I should repaint the deck. I should get up on the roof and blow out the vents, for that dryer. I should, and then clean the windows. Like I've gotten professional window cleaning things. Like I have a squeegee. I have it is. And my dad is he laughs the most evil, hysterical laugh on the phone now, because he's like, you are truly becoming me, because that's how he is. And I can't help it. And I love it. I love it. I put on a podcast and I'm like, all right, I'm going to bleach the sidewalk today. I'm going to,
Yeah.
But that's how I'm starting to think about my time. Like if I have 3 or 4 hours now on like a decent day, I'm like, oh, I bet I could get out. Like I cleaned off the front porch the other day and stained, bleached it. And I was like, it is so male to me. This thing that's like, have time, must clean kingdom, must conquer part of kingdom.
Right.
Must push the back bad evil and get good again for all the edges of my my fiefdom.
Yeah. I know.
But it's like that is how I think about time now.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. But it gives me unbelievable amount of joy doing it. Just like
in our world there is no 1-to-1 ratio.
That's really well said.
It's like you can bleach the front porch and then you can see it happening in real time.
Yeah.
You can see your accomplishment and your productivity and your progress and all that.
Stupid songs. It's just who knows if they even like them.
I mean, you can create a song, which you and I both know. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I'm sure we both feel the same. There's nothing like writing a song.
Oh man, a great song.
But even that is like,
it's a little subjective.
Then you're like, well, who's going to hear it? Who cares? In that moment, it doesn't even matter. But it's a subjective thing.
Yeah.
You can't look at your porch and be like, no, that's not bleached.
Yeah, that's not.
Well, no,
it's not very clean. Yeah, it's clean. It's real clean.
Yeah.
It gives me, and if people need me to come, do power washing or, painting.
What if that's a thing that we start? Dadville Home Improvement.
Guys, if you'll go to Dadville Home Improvement right now at 615-297.
It is a pretty steep monthly payment. But let me tell you what you're going to get. You're going to...
we will see the problem and figure out at some point when we're going to address it. And... But boy, our just joie de vivre, you're going to love how excited we are.
You're going to love it.
And if you have a piano, John will play.
We'll call a guy.